Good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Did you get the clicker? Yeah. Yeah, are you ready?
High school students are still looking for a convenient and affordable way to improve outside of conventional school resources. From a survey my team and I conducted, we found that over 50% of students struggle with math more than any other subject. And we want to help students not only improve in math, but develop in all subjects we can provide at the time. Here at Parousia, we are implementing peer-to-peer tutoring into our app to help students connect through similarities so that they are truly comfortable with the people they are learning from. Study smarter, study together, Parousia. I'm Logan Rolsey, the CEO.
I'm Adrian Lopez, the CTO.
I'm Galilea Lua, the CMO.
I'm Amy Tere, the secretary.
I'm Brandon Lugo, the CCO. Meet Liam Sandcastle. He's currently a junior in high school. He just recently broke his finger and had to get surgery on it. When he finally got back from school, he realized that he had a big math test the next day. So he went home, took a few notes, watched a few videos, but nothing seems to click for him. He wished he could ask someone to take the test before, someone that can actually break it down for him so he can fully understand it. That's where we come in. At Parousia, we offer peer-to-peer tutoring that gets students the support they need.
To do that, we are developing an app that can connect these students with these peer tutors. When they first open the app, they will be greeted with a sign-in screen, where they will be prompted to sign in with either their email, their school, or with Google. Once they sign in, they will be met with a dashboard, which will show all available tutors, which will show their name, the grade, the school they go to, and the subject they specialize in. It'll also show a star rating and a short description of themselves. You can book them, which will prompt them to message you, or you can message them, which will let you work out all of the details from there.
For our pricing, we want to have our student tutors be legitimately paid so that they have with either community service or real money that they can get directly into their pocket. For the students who have a district or school pay for them, it will be $50 a month for that district or school, and the students that are using the app will have free and full access. This is our ad flow. Liam is visibly distressed due to his horrible grades, and then leading into Alex being distraught by Liam's grades after seeing them, and then Alex introduces Liam to Parousia, which is our app, and Liam is reassured by his suggestion and later goes on to use that.
This is our advertisement. It is a work in progress advertisement. It'll be put on social media platforms, mainly on YouTube. And
Geez, Liam, I recommend you get some tutoring. Nothing to be ashamed about. But I have this app. It's a peer-to-peer tutoring app. It's actually provided free from the school. It's called Parousia. It's where you can get student tutors to help you out. It's really useful, and it's helped me out in the past.
I think I'll try that out. This is our ad timeline. For days 1 through 4, we want to launch our ad, and days through 5 through 9, we want to show extra features by daily posting on Instagram, on social media, and days 11 through 12, we want to look at all feedback that we've gotten from our Google Forms as well as from replies on social media. And days 13 and 14 in class, we want to measure all data and outcomes as a team.
We assume that students want to use our app so they could grow and learn, and that schools would rather prefer an annual subscription, and as teachers would support students using our app so they could learn and grow, and lastly, students would want a quick and fast way to access our app.
So our definition of success is that we'll see a difference in our school with approximately 500 plus users being active, and this will lead to improvements in the classroom.
This is our TAM, SAM, and market size. For TAM, it is currently the entirety of the United States, which will be approximately 7,600,000 500,000 struggling students with at least one subject, which will come out to approximately $450 million for us. And our SAM, which is currently only California, there is approximately 900,000 struggling students, which will come out to approximately $55 million. And for our market size and where we see ourselves in 1 year, which is only a fraction of 5.83%, we will see ourselves making approximately $3,200,000.
Our business key takeaways are: we are an app, affordable, collaborative, and accessible for all students.
To get users, we'll pitch to schools. This will demonstrate that our app actually works. To keep users, we'll have accurate matching, badges, and customer support. This will also give us customer feedback. And to grow, we'll pitch to full districts. This will help us achieve guaranteed revenue.
For our dedicated e-commerce, we will have our website, and we will eventually branch out to TikTok as well as Instagram and YouTube, and ultimately we will be on platforms such as Apple Play Store and the Google Play Store.
What sets us apart from our competitors is that we are district funded, we have quality in peers, and we have all subjects, unlike YTeach, NAC, and GoPeer.
Just like we mentioned in the beginning, over half of high school students prefer learning from peers who understand their experiences. Parousia makes that connection possible.
By bridging the gap between students and accessible peer tutors, we're not just offering peer educational help, but building a community full of learners who aspire to grow together. That's why at Parousia, studying isn't just getting smarter, but a shared effort made by all. Study smarter, study together, Parousia. Thank you.
So it's actually a translation that means present.
In Latin.
So
Wait, so you both said, what is
Presence in Latin.
presence?
In
Like
Latin.
being present?
Being present.
yes, being there and like improving yourself.
Okay.
I will say, with the logo, I kind of thought it was something ag-based. It just like seems like a piece of wheat sticking out of it or something. I couldn't tell what exactly you guys were until I started seeing the actual tagline. So that's something to think about.
Feels like pasta in an Olive Garden or something.
Yeah.
It sounds delicious.
I love that you guys are very straight to the point. I do love the branding, actually, and I love that royal blue. It gives like a very sophisticated, like private school vibe, like yeah, very royal. The ad, I love that you guys thought outside the box. A lot of things, I mean, a lot of the teams that we've seen haven't really taken the initiative to report themselves doing it, so I'm glad that you guys did do so. Just to say, I'll reiterate again, just probably the ending, being a little bit more enthusiastic when it comes to Logan agreeing to using the app, something a little bit more impactful. Yeah, kind of like maybe a transition showing that it actually worked, you know, or, you know, after this tutoring, now my grades, I have straight A's or something, you know, something along those lines. But other than that, you guys, you know, very articulate, you know, really well spoken and projected your voice as well. Again, even when there were like little, you know, hiccups here and there, you guys were quick to bounce back. I did want to acknowledge, Marita, that you've come such a long way from like just where you started last year and being so shy. Like you're really finding your voice, and I love that for you. Yeah, good job, guys.
Can you help me understand the pricing model again? You said something about this is going through the school. Does the school pay for it? Does the student pay for it? Can you help me just give me a little bit more clarity on that?
So we were actually planning on having a student or the district or single school be able to pay for it. Because if a district pays for it, then they can pay for all of their students. If the school pays for it, then they can pay for all of their students. And if a student that doesn't have a district pays for it, That would be $16 a month for free and full access.
Okay, so it says free through the district, it's $50 per student?
Per student for the district.
For how long?
For the full school year.
Oh, for the full school year?
Yes.
Okay. And then, yeah, I don't know what the logistics would be to get the district to do that and the budget and all that, but, I mean, you'd have to look at that. I mean, I could see more of a price point, price per consumer maybe. I would just be careful of putting a lot of emphasis on having a district pay for it, versus just going out and straight out to students and so forth. The other thing is, how do you vet the tutors? And then how do the tutors get onto this? I see that the student can access your tutors, but how do the tutors get on there? How do you vet them? How do you know that they're good? That kind of thing. How does that work?
So we will have a different sign-in point, such as they can sign up on the website as a tutor, and you can also have 2 separate accounts, such as your tutoring account, and then you can switch to being tutored account, which if you are being tutored and your school or district isn't paying for it, then obviously then you're going to be paying for that one, but you can switch back and forth.
So it would be like the app where it'd be like, are you a student or are you a tutor?
Yeah.
So you go to the tutor page and say, hey, I want to, and then go to student page. So, yeah, I just didn't see that, so I didn't understand how a tutor would get there. And then again, how do you vet them?
Right, so we were thinking maybe a diagnostic of the sort. Also them picking a subject that they believe they could tutor in and giving them a specific diagnostic. And if they reach a certain requirement in the diagnostic, then they will be accepted as a tutor.
Okay. And then how much does a tutor get?
We're still figuring out those statistics. We can get back to you.
Okay, well then I would have a hard, okay, so where did the $50 come from?
So we were thinking $5 a month for 10 months, which is a school year, per student.
Okay, but you don't know how much you're going to pay the tutor or the, okay. Yeah, so so the pricing model needs to be kind of a little bit clear, some clarity, understanding how your tutoring program works, like how do you get the tutors and vet them. I need a little bit more of, your expensive stuff in order to figure out, are you guys going to make any money? I mean, I love the concept. I think it's great. I mean, I think anything that, where you can build some kind of integration where a student can feel comfortable going to another student who, my son did that, and it was a lot more effective when a student wanted another student to help them than going to Mathasium or some of these other places where it's a little bit intimidating, I would guess. So I like the concept. I just need more flushing about some of the logistics of it, how you're going to pay your tutors, what the cost is. You want to make sure the cost is there. A little concerned about the district paying it. Might be more of a direct one-on-one with the student, I don't know. But there's just some things. I love the concept. I'm just trying to extrapolate a little bit more of the mechanics and some of the logistics. I just need a little more clarity on that.
If everyone doesn't mind, I think that's a really good segue into, I have a unique position here because I own a software technology company. So we actually sell software to school districts, and it's successful all across the state of California, especially Central California, some sprinkled in Northern and Southern. So we actually sell our software to the districts, but we don't do the per student price. We actually sell per school. So we have a school price, and then they're able to dump in unlimited students in that platform, because the cost is negligible for us to manage that amount of student data versus student usage. But in our case, it's not students; it's actually educators. So we literally do sell to the districts, but we sell the schools that they want in that software platform and package. That way you don't have to worry about that, and they can put in a certain number of students that each teacher would like to manage each school year. And you do have another model where you can sell to families and homeschooled students as well. So they will pay if it adds value and they see usage and it makes sense. And there may be a district and school model that you actually have. We don't sell anything that deals with, I don't know where the tutors are coming from or what they're all about, but you have to worry about student privacy and protection and safety for students, who their tutors are. So when he asked, again, I'm picking up where he's like about who are the tutors, how they get paid, how do you vet them to know that they're legitimate, who they are, their backgrounds, or where they come from, you're going to have to think about some sort of process for them at some point. But it is possible. That's literally the software we sell, and you can do it.
The feedback that I have is heavily on your ad. I do like that you guys are filming yourselves. So far today we haven't seen a team do that. One thing with it is the audio. First thing you notice when watching a video is what you're listening to. If the audio is bad, then the video, they're not going to want to watch the video. Your guys' voices kind of like fluctuate. It's a little hard to hear, and there's no background music. So definitely think of that. But also, you shouldn't worry about doing everything in one take. Do everything in multiple camera angles, so that people are seeing like a full conversation from two sides. Don't focus too heavily on like zoom ins, backups, or anything. Try doing solid shots with two people talking. Right. Yeah, that's what I support.
You want to go? Let me go?
All right, cool. So I like the idea. I love the idea. When I saw it, for some reason, I thought math. I don't know if it's the color, if it's the P, if it's whatever it is. It's like, wow, this would be cool for my daughter. Like, she's struggling in math. Like, that's where I went with it. Don't know why. I'm just giving you information. I was going to ask the same question about the pricing because I was like, what? I don't know how you came up with any of that. And as a business owner investor, don't have any shame over this. Like, you're carrying shame. Like, no shame, dude. You guys are figuring this out. So please, stay in the world of curiosity. You'll last longer in life, okay? The idea, though, is don't be worried about what the price is. Just put the price out there. I mean, it is what you want to pay students. They're going to get paid probably $20 an hour. You know, figure out it's going to be probably an hour session. So what should the person pay for that, right? I mean, just as well, I'll pay $300 a month for a couple hours a week for my daughter to go through this. Like, it's totally worth it if it gets her grades up and she's not in her phone. She's actually like doing something positive while she's home. Like, I'll pay just for that. So there's a lot of different areas that you'll capture your audience to be able to pay for something. And I mean, if I was positioned $500 a year, I might be cool with that. Like, it just depends on what I'm getting for that money, which again, you don't need to capture everybody. You're not spending your money. You're selling an idea for people that want it, right? That's what's really cool about America, that we tell you, here's an opportunity for you. Take this opportunity, read a book, change your life, right? Go to school, learn, change your life. You also have the opportunity not to. If you don't want to, you have that. If you have the idea to do it, then you have that. And that's just, it is an unfair yet equal opportunity for everybody. And you're offering people to get from one situation where they can get approved to go to one college versus another college. So you're literally helping people to live a quality life and move on. So big picture is like you're going to be saving making people live a life worth living way beyond what you're feeling like you are. And I just felt that when you were going over this price, like you're scared of the price. And that's so common in business ownership. At the brewery, at the restaurant, like every time we put a price together, at any business I've helped create, a service request, price, whatever it might be, what will the consumer buy? It's so nerve-wracking to make sure that you're not overcharging and you always want a discount. Like, those are just that's natural, you guys. You're not abnormal if you're like freaking out about that. That's a normal thing for business owners to manage. And a lot of times you do that by looking at what competitors do, since you're not coming into a space brand new. you're already in a space where there's competitors, so you want to look at how they came to that price and then figure out, and you can Google this, what are their average tutor make that works on this platform. Voila. I mean, it's pretty simple when you have the information to go back and figure those things out. And then for this presentation, you just need to put a price on it. Doesn't need a big deal. If it works, it works. You're just trying to get a grade, right? Have the experience, so don't be scared of the price. If you want it to turn into something, it absolutely will, because that's the power of movement. So you will have the opportunity for this to turn into something. Vetting process, super easy. I put on here, just have kids helping kids. So hopefully they won't be child molesters already because they're in high school helping high school students or in college. There's a good chance that'll alleviate a good majority of them. And then just have them upload their grades. And you can have an AI thing, double check all that and make sure that it's clean. They can actually have them write a physical letter that's in their handwriting and just make sure it's eligible. A lot of times you can learn someone's intelligence just by how well they can write. I don't even know if you can ask that, because that probably triggers someone, huh? Because they don't physically write anything anymore. Yeah, and right. And the other thing is, and this triggers me, so forgive me if I sound a little bit difficult. The TAM, SAM, and MS, please don't ever use different regions to create. It doesn't make any sense. You went to the country, and then you went to California, and then you went to the market space to be able to create your numbers. Just do California. How many kids are in California? How many kids are in Fresno County?
Well, they have to. It's part of their class. They're learning those.
They have to do that?
They have to do those. It's part of their class. So they can, yeah. That's what we're seeing.
I guess, you know, some
all
products could be-
It's been triggering me all day, and I'm just like, you guys
It's a
are...
national, you might have a national product, or you might have a local product. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. All right, never mind what I said. That's it. Yeah, good job, though. You guys looked really good, very professional. Whose parents are back there? Are they still there? Oh, they're blocking it out. Fair enough. That's not the first time.
I have no idea.
So I chose to go last because I wanted to hear what everybody else had to say. We've worked together as of last week, and I think that a lot of the comments that I had during our first session, and granted that wasn't even 7 days ago, it's been closer to 4, are what you've heard echoed again. There is a little bit confusion about the pricing. Nobody's quite sure who's paying what. Is it the school districts? Is it the individual students? I think the platform, and I see these a lot when we do these types of pitches, the creation of a platform. And platform plays are difficult because you have to come up with the supply and the demand. How are we incentivizing the kids who are going to tutor their fellow students to join the platform? And I know we talked about this before. We've got a community service element, or maybe that they're going to get paid. Be specific. What is that? And these are the things, I think Greg was touching on this earlier, you really need to get into the specifics about how this pricing system is going to work. How much are we charging? Who's getting paid? What are they getting paid? That's the only way it's going to pencil out. I think we can all agree that we like the premise, students helping other students. It's great. There's a comfortability there from learning from a peer. But I think we need to figure out the pricing model. So that's really where I would hone in. Great opening, Liam. I like the start. It gets a little tricky on some of the handoffs. We're not sure who's going to take the next one. There's a few minutes of hesitation. Practice will help smooth all of that over. So what I would just practice. If this is what the pitch is going to be from now on, cool, but practice. We can make those transitions a little bit more seamless, and it'll just flow. I think it's a great start. I am impressed with the amount of progress that you've made, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes the rest of the year. Good job.
Yeah, good job, guys. Good job.
I'll say the branding is amazing. I would like to see the branding make its way to the app. I wasn't sure if it was an app or website. You kept saying app, but it could be a website. And I think just last, I think there's an opportunity for you guys to pay tutors. Your company pays tutors because they're pretty much, they're your gig workers. They're the ones actually bringing and supporting the students, and that way they can set their, almost like their amount of hours or something like that. So somewhere in the future, somewhere in there, maybe when you go beyond peer tutoring, there is an option for me as a tutor to make money on your platform. And I'm telling other tutors. And it's a place for me to make money while I'm in college or something like that. And maybe you do Zoom meetings to vet them in person, that kind of thing. Or maybe it's local, you meet people in person to vet them, and they're filling out resumes, and they have to do background checks, but there's a model in here for you guys to pay the people who will be supporting your students in the future, so just think about it. That's all I got.
Good job.